Have you ever found yourself feeling stuck and lacking the motivation to achieve your goals? It's easy to become overwhelmed by the challenges we face in our personal and professional lives. But what if there was a way to harness your inner strength and resilience to overcome these obstacles and achieve success? That's where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that has been used for centuries to help individuals overcome adversity and find inner peace. In this video, we're going to explore how the Stoic approach to motivation can help you achieve your goals and become the best version of yourself. Stoicism is not about suppressing your emotions or denying your feelings. It's about acknowledging your emotions and learning to control your response to them. This approach can help you cultivate a sense of inner strength and resilience that will enable you to face any challenge with confidence and determination. Throughout this video, we'll be exploring how the Stoic approach to motivation can help you harness your inner strength and resilience to achieve your goals. We'll be discussing the 5 key principles of Stoic motivation and how you can apply them to your own life. So, if you're ready to take control of your life and achieve your goals the Stoic way, then let's get started. Stoicism is a philosophy that originated in ancient Greece and has had a lasting impact on Western thought. One of the key tenets of Stoicism is the idea that the only thing we can truly control is our own thoughts and actions. This means that external circumstances, such as wealth or health, are not within our control and should not be the basis for our happiness or success. Here is what Marcus Aurelius has to say: the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When it comes to motivation, the Stoics believe that true motivation comes from within. They believe that external rewards or punishments were not sustainable sources of motivation, and that true motivation could only come from a deep understanding of oneself and one's values. The Stoics emphasize the importance of setting goals and working towards them with purpose and determination. However, they also believe that the outcome of our efforts was not within our control, and that we should be prepared to accept whatever happens, whether it is success or failure. In order to stay motivated, the Stoics recommended focusing on the process rather than the outcome. They believe that by doing our best in every moment and staying true to our values, we could find satisfaction and fulfillment regardless of the outcome. The Stoics also believed in the power of visualization and mental rehearsal. By imagining ourselves achieving our goals and rehearsing the actions we need to take to get there, we can strengthen our motivation and increase our chances of success. The Stoics emphasize the importance of living in the present moment. They believe that dwelling on past failures or worrying about future outcomes was a waste of time and energy. Instead, they recommended focusing on the present moment and making the most of the opportunities available to us. The Stoic concept of motivation emphasizes the importance of focusing on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions, and accepting whatever happens as a result of those efforts. By setting goals, staying true to our values, and focusing on the process rather than the outcome, we can find sustainable sources of motivation and achieve our goals with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. To harness inner strength, one needs to understand the importance of self-awareness and self-control, 2 core concepts in Stoic philosophy. By practicing self-awareness, one can understand their emotions and thoughts and how they react to external events. This understanding enables one to control their thoughts and emotions and avoid being controlled by them. Self-control is another essential concept in Stoicism that involves controlling one's impulses and desires. It requires a conscious effort to resist temptations and to focus on what is within one's control. The Stoics believe that self-control is the foundation for living a virtuous life and achieving one's goals. To apply these concepts to our daily lives, we need to focus on developing our self-awareness and self-control. We can start by identifying our emotional triggers and understanding how we respond to them. By doing so, we can learn to recognize our emotions and control our reactions. Another way to develop self-control is by practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and focusing on the task at hand. By practicing mindfulness, we can avoid distractions and stay focused on our goals. In addition to mindfulness, another Stoic practice that can help us harness our inner strength is negative visualization. Negative visualization involves imagining worst-case scenarios and preparing ourselves for them. By doing so, we can develop resilience and be better prepared to handle difficult situations. To sum it up, to harness our inner strength with Stoicism, we need to focus on developing our self-awareness and self-control. We can achieve this by practicing mindfulness, negative visualization, and identifying our emotional triggers. By doing so, we can become more resilient, focused, and better equipped to handle life's challenges. As Epictetus has told us, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. Resilience is an essential trait that we all need to cultivate if we want to succeed in life. However, it is easier said than done, especially when life throws challenges at us unexpectedly. This is where Stoicism comes in. The philosophy of Stoicism emphasizes the importance of resilience and teaches us how to cultivate it in our lives. In Stoicism, resilience is closely linked with the concept of acceptance. To be resilient, we must accept the things we cannot control and focus on the things we can. This means acknowledging that setbacks and failures are a natural part of life and not letting them control us. Instead, we use them as opportunities to learn, grow, and become stronger. One of the key principles of Stoicism that helps us cultivate resilience is the dichotomy of control. According to this principle, there are things that are within our control and things that are not. For example, we cannot control the weather or other people's actions, but we can control our own thoughts, behaviors, and attitudes. By focusing on what is within our control and letting go of what is not, we can develop resilience and handle difficult situations more effectively. Another important aspect of Stoicism that contributes to resilience is the practice of negative visualization. This involves imagining the worst-case scenario and mentally preparing ourselves for it. By doing so, we can reduce the fear and anxiety associated with potential setbacks and feel more confident in our ability to handle them. Finally, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment and not dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. This helps us stay focused on what we can control and avoid getting caught up in negative thoughts and emotions that can hinder our resilience. Resilience is a critical trait for success, and Stoicism offers valuable insights into how to cultivate it. By accepting what we cannot control, focusing on what we can, practicing negative visualization, and living in the present moment, we can develop the resilience we need to face life's challenges with courage and strength. When we think of success, we often think of wealth, fame, or status. But what if I told you that true success comes from within? That success is not about what you have, but rather who you are. The Stoics believed that success was a matter of cultivating the right mindset. In this section, we will explore the Stoic mindset for success. The first thing that the Stoics emphasized was the importance of focusing on what is in our control. We often waste our time and energy worrying about things that are outside of our control. This only leads to frustration and anxiety. The Stoics believed that we should focus on what we can control, such as our thoughts, actions, and reactions. Another important aspect of the Stoic mindset for success is the idea of living in accordance with nature. This means living in harmony with the world around us and accepting things as they are. The Stoics believe that we should accept the natural order of things and not try to resist it. One way to cultivate the Stoic mindset for success is through the practice of negative visualization. This involves imagining the worst-case scenario and preparing ourselves for it. By doing so, we can develop a sense of resilience and be better prepared for whatever life throws our way. Another important aspect of the Stoic mindset for success is the idea of living in the present moment. The Stoics believe that the past is gone and the future is uncertain, so we should focus on the present moment. This means being fully engaged in whatever we are doing and not getting distracted by other things. Finally, the Stoics believed in the importance of virtue. They believed that true success could only be achieved through living a virtuous life. Seneca has something to say about this topic. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. Seneca, the Stoic mindset for success is about focusing on what is in our control, living in accordance with nature, practicing negative visualization, living in the present moment, and cultivating virtue. By adopting these principles, we can develop a mindset that will lead to true success and fulfillment. Now that we've talked about the theory behind Stoicism and how it can be applied to achieve success, let's move on to the practical aspect of this philosophy. Stoicism is not just a philosophical school of thought, but a way of life, and it can be used to improve our daily lives. In this section, we will discuss how to apply Stoic practices in our everyday lives. The first step is to focus on what is within our control. This means recognizing that we cannot control external events or the actions of others, but we can control our own thoughts, reactions, and behaviors. By focusing on what is within our control, we can reduce stress and anxiety and avoid feeling overwhelmed by circumstances beyond our control. The second step is to practice mindfulness. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of being present and fully engaged in the moment. Instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, we should focus on the present and be fully engaged in our current activities. This helps us to appreciate the simple pleasures in life and find joy in the present moment. The third step is to practice negative visualization. This involves imagining the worst-case scenario and accepting it as a possibility. By doing so, we prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for the worst-case scenario, which can help us cope with difficult situations and reduce our fear of the unknown. The fourth step is to practice self-discipline. This means controlling our impulses and desires and focusing on what is truly important. By practicing self-discipline, we can develop greater self-control and achieve our goals more effectively. The fifth and final step is to practice gratitude. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of recognizing the good in our lives and being grateful for it. By practicing gratitude, we can cultivate a more positive outlook and reduce negative emotions such as envy and resentment. By incorporating these practices into our daily lives, we can cultivate a more stoic mindset and develop greater resilience and inner strength. We can learn to focus on what is within our control, appreciate the present moment, prepare ourselves for the worst-case scenario, exercise self-discipline, and practice gratitude. These practices can help us to live a more fulfilling and meaningful life, even in the face of adversity. As we've seen, Stoicism is a philosophy that can help us find inner peace and strength, even in difficult times. By focusing on what we can control, accepting what we cannot control, and living in accordance with reason and virtue, we can cultivate resilience, motivation, and success in our daily lives. While the Stoics lived in a very different time and place, their ideas remain relevant today. By practicing Stoic techniques such as negative visualization, self-reflection, and mindfulness, we can apply their insights to our modern world. Remember, Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or becoming a robotic, emotionless person. It's about developing a healthy, balanced relationship with our emotions and using reason to guide our actions.